tasks are equal, right? No, I know you know that, but maybe you don't know how to know what to do first. When we have so many things to do, where do we even start? As a busy mom of 3 kids 6 and under who's working full time and trying to just balance so many different responsibilities on my plate, I have had to figure out how I was gonna get everything done and quite literally how I was going to give up things that I didn't need to do. What I've developed is a very simple system that I want to share with you today so that you too can figure out which tasks to prioritize, how to weigh the importance of all the different tasks and commitments on your plate, and then take actionable steps, make a real plan for following through and getting those tasks done. For those who don't know, I'm Amber with Solutions for Simplicity, and this whole channel is about helping you figure out how to simplify your life, how to get time back for what really matters to you. Are you excited? Then don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell to get notified every time I make a new video, and give this video a big thumbs up if it helps you today. Now to begin, I'm assuming that you have a to-do list, that you've got a whole running list of things that need to get done. If for any reason you haven't written these things down, start by doing that. Get that long running list of every single thing, and this is the time to make sure and note the specific due date or deadline that goes along with each task. All right, now that you have your to-do list, you've got everything written out, be sure that you've watched my How to Tame Your To-Do List video. It's really important that before moving on, you go through the sequential steps of downsizing your to-do list so that what you're left with are the things that have to get done and have to get done by you. Now, this step isn't actually essential, but I find it really helpful. The next thing you want to do is kind of group your tasks into certain categories. Which categories you use is entirely up to you. Just as an example, I typically categorize all of my to-dos in terms of personal things, work-related things, household things, and then the big catch-all other category of other stuff. And then if you want to, you can get even more detailed. For instance, within my personal category, I have both things for myself, right, my own health and whatever I need to do for me, and things that I need to do for my kids or my husband. Then within work, since I'm a professor, I break things up into research, teaching, and the whole bunch of other things that go along with my job. Household things I break up into cleaning tasks that need to happen versus errands and appointments and so forth. You get the idea. Come up with whatever categories you want, whatever applies to your situation. There's no right or wrong answer here. Don't get caught up in all of this, and again, it's not even really necessary. It just kind of helps give you a sense of similar kinds of things that maybe you can group together, piggyback on top of each other, since you're already going to be doing that kind of thing anyway. The next step is really crucial. This is to identify the things that are a top priority. Now, as I've covered elsewhere in my Biggest Mistakes video, there's a huge difference between something that's important and something that's urgent. These two things are not synonymous. They are not the same. The important things are things that really matter to us. Things that are fundamental to our well-being, whether that's our mental health, our physical health, our personal aspirations and goals, our success, our loved ones, our financial situation. You get the idea. And then urgent things are the things that need to happen or are due right away. We have to deal with them by a certain time. And then the biggest danger is that we somehow get sidetracked and allow ourselves to be distracted by the urgent things to the point that we neglect or maybe even abandon altogether the things that are truly important. The point is, we need to have a method for organizing tasks according to how urgent and important they are. We need a system that actually allows us to prioritize those important things. So one of the easiest ways to do this is to consider a 2x2 table. Kind of set up a grid where we have importance across the top, ranging from not important to important. And then we have urgency along the side, where things range from not urgent to very urgent. And then if you set up this kind of chart, you can then place each of your different tasks into whichever quadrant they might fall. Or you can also use a numerical system. Things that are highly important and highly urgent, you might designate those with a 1. Obviously, these are the things that should take our top priority, meaning we should not do anything else until those things are done. The things that are important but not urgent, I would designate those as a 2. This is the really big category to be aware of, because it's precisely these kinds of tasks that we either never even write down in the first place, right? They're kind of ideas floating in our head of things that would be nice or we'd like to get to, or they're things that maybe we have written down but we're never actually taking action towards, right? We've instead prioritized urgent things, and so the challenge is that we need to make all important things part of our schedule. We need to be deliberate about planning a specific time to work on the important but not urgent things, even if they don't have a deadline, just so we can make progress and ultimately make sure that they do get done. They're the things that are all too easy to put off, and then we're not reaching our big ambitions and goals. I would give things that are urgent but not important a 3. These are the things that by nature we just default to doing first, and that's the ultimate habit that we need to break. Yes, we should do them, we know that they are due, but they should come third after the really important urgent things, number 1. And then the important but not urgent things, we've got to make time for those so they don't get completely ignored. And then lastly, we obviously have the category of things that are not urgent, not important. If you've gone through my 5 Ds framework, I hope you don't have any of these kinds of tasks left on your list. But if you do, this is the time to delete them. Just go ahead and set them aside or cross them off altogether for now. Seriously, these are the things that we just need to clear off of our plate so that we can free up mental and physical energy for the tasks that matter so much more. I want you to be really thoughtful about where each of your tasks falls in terms of this numbered category system and in terms of which grid you place that item into. Be so brutal here, right? There's a big temptation to think something is more important than it really is, and it's up to you to try and step back, detach yourself from the emotion of whatever you feel needs to get done, and be unbiased and objective in looking at what is truly important, not just urgent. The final step is that I want you to go through and take each quadrant and look at the tasks within them. I want you to order each of those groups of tasks according to, first, when their due date is, and second, how much do you want to do them? How fun are they? How naturally drawn are you to that task? I want you to do first the things that need to get done by a certain date, and then second, the things that you really, really want to do. Because that passion, that positivity is gonna go a long, long way towards just giving you momentum, helping you be as productive as you can be. Obviously, some things aren't going to get done, and inevitably new things will always come up. So you might need to go through this process on a regular basis. But again, it's a system, a kind of strategy that you can use to simplify the tasks on your plate and, more importantly, know which ones to do first. Now, in case it would be helpful to have a kind of pre-made worksheet that walks you through each of these steps, check out my task organizer. I'll link it for you down below. It's completely free, and I really hope you find it useful. Congratulations, you're ready to jump right in and start crossing things off your list. Go ahead and dive into the category of things that are important and urgent. Start with the first task that has the soonest due date, then work your way down the list that you created, the order of tasks that you set up, and then move on to the things that are important but not urgent, urgent, not important. We already talked about what to do with the fourth category. Remember not to succumb to that temptation to just do the smallest, easiest, most urgent task first. Okay, now you know how to figure out which tasks to do first. Let me know in the comments below what other ideas you have for organizing and prioritizing your to-do list. I am always anxious to learn more, and everything I learn, I definitely want to pass on to you. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a big old thumbs up. Share it with someone else that has a lot going on and needs to figure out the same thing. And then definitely make sure and subscribe. Come back every Thursday for one of my videos on prioritization, productivity, time management, and that elusive thing we call work-life balance. Please know that I have a bunch of new videos ready to come out dealing with exactly this kind of thing. How do we figure out ways to align our time with our values? How can we achieve better work-life balance? How can we have more time for the things that matter? And how can we simplify our lives to just get so much more time and energy back for the things that are important to us? I have so much that I just can't wait to share with you on all of these different topics, and I just so look forward to continuing this conversation. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Let me know how I can help. Follow me on Instagram. Check out my website. I think that's it. Have a great day. I know you know that, but maybe you don't know how to know what. Then don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell. All right, before we get into the meat of today's video, or again, just watch the video so that you can learn this strategy and blah, blah, blah. If you put importance across the top and urgency, how do I do this? And be sure, what do they need to do? And then the biggest danger is that we somehow get sidetracked. Congratulations, you're ready to jump in and start crossing things off of your list.